You are capable of winning races, but you can't do it alone. It's time to elevate your game to the next level with RMR Driving Academy. Richard Murtaugh is the longest-running setup builder on iRacing with nearly a decade of experience. With a combined 13,000 rating across 2 accounts, Murtaugh has helped more than 20 drivers advance to the World of Outlaws Pro Series. Log on to rmrdrivingacademy.com or find them on Facebook and Instagram.
Welcome in, everybody. Tuesday night, and that's ERA night on the Digital Sim Sports Network. ERA AMP Grading and Excavating Late Model Stock Car Series, Indianapolis Raceway Park. Light field this evening. Not exactly what we expected. Nonetheless, we're going to let them get at it. 60 laps for the big event tonight. The guys out doing a little pit party. Getting everybody together so they can practice starts, restarts. Hopefully we'll only have the one. See them go flag to flag. That would be nice. This is a big, wide track. It races really difficult because it's flat, low on grip, but it's a big, wide, racy racetrack. And if the guys are just patient, the track will come to them, the car will come to them, and we could see some really good racing. We saw a great truck race here a few weeks ago. Hello, Bill, and hello, Adam. I got you down for 3. Don't forget to get your over-unders in. You've got the rest of the practice session qualifying through the Lucky 7 redraw, and then we will shut that down as soon as the pace car rolls us off to start the 60-lapper. That 91 car, well, he won last week. He's in here quick tonight, and he is considerably quicker than the rest of the field. Pete Dillon took off the Alan Kawicki paint, and he has gone back to his original paint scheme. That car very loose up on the top side. And that's what I mean about the track being low on grip. You get too wide up top, you're going to lose a lot of grip. Yeah, you know, that was a bunch of guys trying to fight for a win, and you unfortunately ended up on the trashy end of the stick in that deal. Drove a good race, stayed out front, but when the hounds got to you, the hounds were a little hungrier, and the rabbit wasn't as fast as he had been. They wore you down. They tired you out. Handful of drivers inexplicably absent. I saw a couple of messages. One, Matt Eddy was on daddy duty. He wasn't going to be able to make it. And I saw somebody else that said they were trying real hard, but they doubt they were going to make it in one of the posts. Gordon Connor, 4. All right. Well, I'm trying to decide if I'm going to take number 5 or number 7. I don't think we're getting to 7 cautions. I'd like to take 0, but I feel like we're going to have at least that one token caution. We'll see. Some of the regulars. John Brunner's fairly quick tonight. He's 4th quick. He's only about a quarter second off right now. That was in practice, and when we get to racing, I think these times are going to slow down just a touch. Where are you at tomorrow night, Adam? I totally whiffed on going and taking a look. Oh, that ought to be a pretty good race. The old High Banks of Dover. Go see Miles. Miles the Monster. I like Dover. It's always been a good track to go race at. Driver's track. You got to be pretty technical. I know it's got high banks, but you got to be a pretty technical driver to be fast there. You got to be really good with the throttle. You got to have a whole lot of throttle control to be good at Dover. There are some really tricky spots that you got to navigate to get around that place efficiently. It's a big bump coming out of 2. Right in the middle of turns 1 and 2, there's kind of a swell right there. If you don't hit it just right, you can get the back of the vehicle light, get on the throttle a little too early, and then coming out of turn 4, nobody gets out of turn 4 clean all night long. So you're going to make one mistake there. Plus, that's the kind of track that when you make one of those mistakes, you can turn that place into a parking lot really, really fast. Guys, you are running out of time. I got Bill down for 6. Bill, I got you, buddy. Sorry, I saw it and I wrote it. I forgot to tell you, and I was just reading back through some of the chat. I think I'm going to put myself down for number 5 tonight just because I feel like 7 is an unlucky number this evening. Did you get your contract renegotiated? Are they still charging you for bad nights? Inquiring minds want to know. All right, practice session is winding down. That means we're going to go to qualifying. When qualifying ends, we are going to move to the Lucky 7 redraw. They will move us in channel. We'll try to pay attention long enough tonight to not be talking when we go into their channel. But we make no promises because we may talk right over top of them. Hadn't got paid? Well, so I'm just going to ask because this is usually a determining factor. When's the last time you won? Because I understand how these things work, and what have you done for me lately is going to be the number one question. All right, let's get ready. These guys are about to go rolling out here, I think. I think we're going to have a John Brunner sighting for sure. He looks like he'll be the first to roll out. So we'll watch the little 46 car this evening. They're just questions that people are going to have. And they're always the questions that, you know, the negotiators want to know. What have you done for me lately? Yeah, you ride around with a billboard out there. We get that, but yeah, you know. There's a few owners that are checkers or wreckers. I not necessarily being one of those. John Brunner, 22.54 for lap 1. Dylan Connor coming across the line. He's going to move to the top, I'm sure. He was in the 21 bracket, and he's 22.16 for lap number 1. It looks like he's going to shut it down right there. Pete Dillon rolling out. Barry Hines, Jeff Werdeman already working on lap number 2. Josh Westendorf just crossed the line. He moves to 4th quick. A little over 0.3 of a second off. Yeah, you know, all that's great. Championships are cool at the end of the season, but, you know, them trophies on a weekly basis, that's what the owners usually are looking for. We do sponsor a lot of special event stuff here for different drivers, charity events, stuff like that. We've put some stuff together for the Netcode Esport guys multiple times, and we enjoy doing it, and we try to select those drivers that we think have a chance to show out a little and stay on camera for a while. So Pete Dillon was 7th quick on lap 1, but that run right through the middle, I just don't know about that. I think you got to do a cut down line, or you got to really be close to the bottom. He goes by for lap number 2, moves up to 3rd quick. 22.13 or 22.33, excuse me. So just under 0.2 off of your pole sitter. McNutty and Addison, neither one of them two are going to take time, as they are rookie drivers for the series, and they will start at the back for 2 or 3 weeks here, show themselves, make sure that they can race through traffic cleanly. Good policy to have, because a lot of guys are hot lap heroes, but once you put them out on the racetrack to race other cars, for lack of a better term, they look like a fish out of water. And I don't know if I need to apologize for this or not, but last night, and I'm still laughing at it, I made a statement when I saw the front row of a heat race for, I believe it was the Big Block Modified Series last night. And I got a phone call about 11:30. Driver was laughing, but I felt like maybe he was unhappy with me. I saw the front row of, I don't know if it was the third or fourth heat race. And
all right, everybody. Let me BF Hammer's Lucky 7 redraw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Got them all. We'll hit the old randomize button 3 times. How it comes out, that's how we'll start the first 7 cars for tonight. There's the first randomized, second randomized, third and final. We'll have the 57 of Hines on the pole, the 91 of Connor to the outside, the 81 of Werdeman, and the 16 of Turnmeyer will make up row 2. Row 3 is Westendorf and Dillon, and our BF Hammers Lucky 7 redraw driver is the 46 of Brunner. So that is it. 57, 91, 81, 16, 92, 7, 46. We'll get ready for the drivers' meeting. Should be a quick one tonight. Then we'll get gridded.
all right, you heard it. You saw it. I don't know why everything minimized. That is crazy, but that whole screen minimized on me, folks. Sorry about that. Anyway, back to my apology, which is going to take a minute to get to. But I saw the front row of a heat race, and my good buddy Tim Nichols was on the pole, and my buddy from Tulsa, Scott Thomason, I think, was on the outside of that front row. And in my head, I thought, oh boy, squirrel season. And apparently, I said the quiet part out loud. And there was no offense meant by it. I thought it was going to be fun watching all the guys, try to force their way, because those guys are typically, in the back. And to get them to be up front is the whole point of the random draw. To watch the rest of the field have to work by them, I thought could turn it into an exciting race. I figured they would go backwards, but I said the quiet part out loud. Apparently, I might have ruffled some feathers, and for that, I apologize. But I just call them like I see them, and that's where I'm kind of going to land on that. I never really mean to hurt anybody's feelings about that stuff, but, I like to see some guys get a chance to start up front. I would have liked to have seen them stay there and tried to race their way to a better starting position in the feature, but they made other decisions. They asked for EOLs. They went to the back. So all the squirrel hunters didn't get a chance. So if feathers were ruffled, I get it 100%. So I will try to be better. No, I will not. I will not try to be better. I'm just going to say what I want to say. I own the place, and I try not to be offensive about it. But, like I said, I'm going to call them like I see them, and that's going to be that. Well, you saw that redraw, and that, the first one I thought was going to be pretty exciting with Brunner and those guys up towards the front and make some of these guys that are fast have to work by them a little bit. But now you're going to get a Barry Hines, who rarely starts on the front row. He's going to go up there and start on the pole, and he's going to have the 91, Dylan Connor. He's outside, and we all know what Connor is capable of. We all know that he is going to run hard right there at the very beginning. He wants to get the lead. He wants to have 100% control of the pace of the race. And so I think he'll drive just hard enough to get out in front, and then he's just going to settle in and not let anyone pass him. Werdeman, Turnmeyer, Westendorf, Dillon, and Brunner. And Pete Dillon was quick in practice, so we'll see how long it takes him to work his way back to the front. Well, we're just waiting. They're coming out of their driver's meeting. They're going to get ready for the 60 laps. If you have not gotten your over-under picks in, you need to hurry up. You're running out of time, because once that pace truck moves to pull the grid, that'll do it. All right. We are going to look at the starting lineup. We know that is incorrect, but the front 7, which is all but 2 cars, so Addison and McNulty will start where they start. It'll be Barry Hines moving from that 6th spot to the pole. Dylan Connor will move over from his left to his right. Jeff Wardeman will move from his right to his left in row number 2, and Marvin Turnmeyer will slide out of that second starting position back 1 row into P4. Josh Westendorf, well, he'll move forward a row, and John Brunner will move back. Pete Dillon is going to move from row 2 inside to row 3 outside, and that's how we're going to start him up for tonight's feature. 60 times around. Hello, Paula. You know what, Paula? I will put you on there with Mr. Bill, because I don't want you to have to pick a different number. Actually, you're on with me. I'm sorry, I didn't mean with Bill. I mean, Bill, yeah, you chose 6. I chose 5. So now if I win, somebody else gets to win. Yay. Hello, Amanda. All right, here we go. Pace cars out of the way. Over under picks are over. And it is time to drop the green flag on Tuesday night at Indy Raceway Park, Gramp. Barry Hines going to pull to the front. Sorry, I was reading a text. Oh, you're good. It doesn't matter. I was on that number, so you can share it with me. I don't win anything if I win, so. And I told you the 91 was going to go hard enough to get to the point, and that is where he's going to go. And now he's going to have control of this thing. I don't think he is going to try to get away from these guys. I think he's going to get out here to about maybe a second, and he is just going to slow down to whatever their pace happens to be. And he will just sit there and ride, try to save tires. Here comes Dylan. Dylan thought about making it 3 wide right there for second. But he's on the outside of Barry Hines, for third. Marvin Turnmeyer has already gone past on the outside. Good battle right here. And I told you, see it? It's just kind of a way of doing things. And Dylan Connor will get out there, and he'll go out there. He's about 9/10. And he's going to get out there. He's going to settle himself in. He's going to figure out what the guys behind him's pace is, and that's what he's going to run. He'll save a little bit of tires, and in the last 12 to 15 laps, then he'll really open it up. So far, 0 contact, 0 anything other than a handful of passes. We're already single filed out. We're only 5 laps in. Little brush of the fence there from the 81 car coming out of turn number 4. No harm, no foul. He just cleaned the top of the fence off. Woo! Barry Hines sideways. Almost got into the right-hand door on that 81 car. We may want to watch this a little closer. This time, Wardeman clear, goes up the hill into that second lane. Now a little cut down. He'll bring it across. Tried to bring it down to the third lane. Car just did not rotate quite far enough. And Connor backing things up a little bit. It's either that or Turnmeyer is really going after him. Looking at the lap times, and they're pretty close. They're not very far off, about a half a tenth. Turnmeyer's running just a tiny bit quicker. It just, I can tell you what, the 91 is just waiting. He's just being smart. He wanted to get to the lead and then control kind of the pace, and now he's figuring out where the pace is going to be. So he was nearly a tenth slower the last time around.
All right, man. Caution is out.
Caution for the first time. Josh Westendorf. Is he going to get help, or is he going to be all by himself? Barry Hines brushed the fence right there. Oh, Westendorf just lost a car. That is going to leave a mark, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see if he's going to make it back out. That car hit the wall awfully hard on the front end. Caution number 1 going to come around to lap number 9 here. So Dylan Connor grabbed the lead, was setting the pace. He was backing up to Turnmeyer, and I think that was on purpose. He was going to let him get within 2-3 tenths, and then he's going to try to match that lap speed, try to save some tires. I do see John Brunner went to pit road. He was part of the incident. He's the one that hit the 92 car after the 92 car creamed the fence out there. So let's find out. Josh Westendorf, you got a copy? Hey, Josh. Oh, shit. Hey, Josh, you got a copy?
Hey, buddy. How you doing?
Well, I didn't just hit the turn 2 fence, man. I got to ask you, what happened there? Car just get away from you?
Yeah, it just got completely loose coming off at 2 there, and when I tried to collect it, it just snapped loose, and then I think I bumped into the 114, and that's what sent me back up to the wall.
Is it terminal?
I'll let you know in about 35 seconds, but I'm pretty sure it will be.
All right, man. Well, tough luck tonight. I guess now you're going to spectate this thing. Who you cheering for the rest of the way?
I'd like to see someone beat that 91. Maybe Marv. Let's go with Marvo.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us, buddy. Tough luck tonight.
Thanks, buddy.
Josh Westendorf, 92 car. Yeah, he creamed the fence pretty good. John Brunner's still on pit road as well. Now he's rolling off. There he goes. And he's going to get out in front. Well, maybe he's not. I think he's going to go a lap down. Maybe not. But we're ready to go back green because we're doubled up. We still got 51 laps to go. Chloe, you were being pretty optimistic. But welcome to the chat. Thanks for being here. All right. Back to green. Connor and Turnmeyer, 1-2, and is Turnmeyer going to go after Connor? Is he going to put up a hard fight here?
Green flag, green flag.
He's going to get a pretty doggone good restart. I know that. He might have a chance here. I think Connor's going to go hard right here, just enough to make Turnmeyer get behind him. Looks like some contact in the middle of the corner, and that's enough. I don't think there's much Turnmeyer's going to be able to do now. Connor will move it up the hill, get right across the nose of that 16. Now Connor's going to have to go a little harder out here on the outside. Boy, he got a good run off the top of turn 2. He throws it into 3 and 4. It was only a lap, but he went pretty hard, and he got the lead back. Meanwhile, Pete Dillon sizing the whole thing up, and he moved on the inside of Turnmeyer right there, coming out of turn number 4. Now Turnmeyer with a bump to the fence. See if there's any damage on the right front of that car. When we come around, it looks pretty clean. Squared the side up a little bit more. Barry Hines still in 4th, started on the pole. Fell back, but only fell back to 4th, and he has maintained that. Jeff Werdeman, Steve Addison, JT McNutty, John Brunner is a lap down. So we get another caution. He should get the lucky dog right in front of that car. Still mashed up pretty good, and that's going to affect the handling at least a little. Meanwhile, out front, Connor has opened it up to half a second on Pete Dillon. Werdeman got to the inside of Hines. Boy, he completed that pass pretty quickly. Now we'll see if Steven Addison in the 81. He's shown as the 114 on the screen, but he's down the left side. I thought there was going to be contact. Good job by both drivers. Hanging on in sixth. He lost some space right there. Identical lap times the last time around for your two leaders. And they are nearly identical again. That's just Dylan Connor's MO. He goes to the front, runs hard enough to get there, and then he will watch his relative, and he will try to match, find a gap, and match the speed. He'll take a couple of laps. Once he figures out what that match speed is, that's all that he does. He just sits right there, runs comfortable, consistent laps. Saves just enough so the last 10 laps, if there is a challenge, he can defend. A third of the way next time by. We begin lap 20 here when we complete it. Connor still out front. He's got a half a second on Pete Dillon. Dillon has about 1.3 seconds on Marvin Turnmeyer, and then Turnmeyer's teammate, Jeff Werdeman. Just a handful of car lengths behind him. Steven Addison got around Barry Hines. He runs about 8/10 off the bumper of Werdeman. Barry Hines sixth, and JT McNulty, right behind John Brunner, but he is scored seventh as John Brunner is a one lap down after a hard lick into the 92 of Westendorf and some time on pit road. But you guys at the front, boy, they are mirrored in lap time. It's less than half a tenth every lap, the difference between those two cars. Identical lap times this time by. While we're on the big green run here, let's remind you guys tomorrow night, Midwest Truck Series. We'll start the show about 8:15, 8:20 Eastern. Maybe a little before that. Maybe about 8:10. They go to Dover. Last few weeks, they've had nearly 30 trucks. And those guys put on a whale of a show. Then Thursday night, about 9 o'clock Eastern Time, Netcode Esports Mighty Midget Series, they do doubleheader. I forget which track. I think Lima, no, I-55. They're at I-55 Speedway this week. A few laps shy of halfway, Marvin Turnmeyer may be yielding that third spot to Jeff Werdeman as Werdeman has worked his way alongside. Momentum off the top side, keeping Turnmeyer out in front. Dylan, Connor, and Pete Dillon. It has stayed between 4 and 5/10. Those two now 3 seconds ahead of third and fourth place. We are creeping in on the halfway point. We're just a couple of laps shy of halfway already. Going quickly. That time, Connor, a 0.5 faster, and you can see the gap opened up a little bit. It was about just over 0.4, and now it's almost dead on, half a second. Turnmeyer still hanging on back here at third. Werneman just cannot get clear. Gets the power down, but Turnmeyer's got such a run off the exit of the top of 2. And he can roll the car a whole lot further. Getting in on that upper line right there. They are allowing Addison to creep in here. Addison is within striking distance. That time, Werneman had to settle back behind Turnmeyer. This all happened in nearly 4 seconds behind the 2 leaders. The 2 leaders separated by 0.4 of a second. The last couple of laps, our 2 leaders, Pete Dillon was about a 0.5 quicker. This past time by, he lost 0.5. Werneman now working back alongside Turnmeyer once again. Marvin Turnmeyer up there in the marbles. But he is fighting off Jeff Werneman's advances. All of this now at 5 seconds behind your 2 leaders. That last podium spot, caution number 2. Oh, McNulty, what happened to JT? Off the top of turn number 4, he went to the inside there. Oh. Got in a little while hot. Was going to move up the track, and he got a little bumper hooked. So we'll slow things down. That's caution number 2. We are on lap number 35. Good long run. I mean, we go from lap 3 to lap 35. That was lap 9 to lap, so 25 laps. So hey, maybe they'll go the rest of the way. You never know. Adam Vinny doesn't want them to. I know that. Everybody went to pit road except for Pete Dillon and Marvin Turnmeyer. Oh, boy. Werneman battling with Turnmeyer there, and if he can get out, and I don't think he's going to because the cars are raising and lowering at the same exact time. Now he's going to take all 4. Connor only took 2, and he's going to guarantee himself a shot to get out there and be in that third spot. So with Pete Dillon, must have missed pit road. He went in. Wow. I am flabbergasted at this point. Because Pete Dillon did not pit on the first go around with the group. He went in by himself. He is going to restart deep in this. He's going to restart fifth. Turnmeyer appears to be a sitting duck at this point. Older tires. Everyone around him's got freshies. Uh-oh. Trouble back here for the 155. We did not have a waiver round for whatever reason. Oh, probably because he was part of the caution. But Turnmeyer got a pretty good start. He's just not going to have that big run down the backstretch. Oh, a little squeeze off. A little defending of the position. Connor went in, went way out wide, got a fantastic run from the center out, had a lot of momentum heading down the backstretch, and Marvin Turnmeyer did a good job of defending that position. He's going to make him work for it. Turnmeyer must have confidence in the older tires. We're going to see the 91 start to do Dylan Connor things here. He's going to start entering a little wider, making the cut down, and running that line off the corner that he likes to run. He's getting there. He's getting very, very, very close. Fly over these two with our drone cam. Turnmeyer's got the good line right now. He's right in the middle. Here's what I was waiting for right here. Take it in wide, take the cut down, lengthen the front stretch, and Turnmeyer nicks the fence, and that's going to give Connor an opportunity to get a fender alongside, and now Turnmeyer has got company. Oh, and he nicks the fence again. And now Connor may have the run out of turn 2. He wasn't clear, so he had to keep it in the middle. Now Dylan Connor to the point. Barry Hines is hanging on to third. Werdeman is fourth, and Dylan is still fifth. And I gotta wonder, Pete Dillon has got to just be kicking himself right now. Did not get in the first time through. Went on the second trip, and now he's mired in traffic, and he is not having a field day. He is not getting by these guys here. Meanwhile, Connor, with 18 to go, is up front and starting to get away from Turnmeyer. Barry Hines in the third spot right here, and he is fresh tired and holding on to a podium finish. Jeff Werdeman going to have to work around him, and he's going to have to be a little less methodical about it, I think, because the laps are ticking off pretty quickly. McNulty must have had some kind of terminal contact between Dillon and Pete Dillon. Got a little sideways out of 4, got into the right rear corner of Werdeman's car, and they will keep him squared up facing forward. But McNulty must have had some kind of technical issue, because he just pulled over and went to the pits right as we got ready to restart. Meanwhile, Connor, he's opening up the gap. He didn't want anyone to try to come up there and catch him. He has opened it to 1.3 seconds. And Turnmeyer enjoys about 8 car lengths over Barry Hines right now. Hines has still got a mirror full of Jeff Werdeman. Now Werdeman playing a little peekaboo, moves to the inside. Just alongside at the door. They have gotten to the rear bumper of the 16, and there's Pete Dillon. Now he moves to the high side of Werdeman. He had a good run out of 2. He may go 2 for 1 here. He almost had enough run to get alongside Hines right there. What he's going to find is that when he gets up here to the 16 car, now he is in a box. 12 laps to go, and it's 2 seconds from the leader to this battle right here. Everybody else is in this pack. Turnmeyer, Hines, Dillon, Werdeman, Addison, all there. Brunner is right on the back of this group. Pete Dillon still stuck in behind the 16 car. Now goes 3 wide on the exit of 2. Tried to thread the needle. He and Hines are going to have contact, and here is caution number 3. So we'll go back. He had enough of a run. He got to the inside right there. And he was trying to keep it in that middle lane. And Hines was trying to get up out of the corner, keeping the car kind of straight so he didn't lose the right rear. And contact. So we're down to about 11 laps remaining. Turnmeyer on his original tires. He is the only driver that has not pitted all night long. And now goes to pit road with just those 11 laps remaining. Is it right side tires only? Be an interesting choice. Still on pit road, interestingly enough. Now the car rolls. He'll start heading out. He's going to rejoin the field. Scored in 6th. He'll restart probably outside the 3rd row or at the back of the inside row right in front of John Brunner. No wave around for the 46 car yet. And we're doubled up. We're getting ready to go back to green.
All right, man. Light you back on the pace car. We're not going green this time. We are not going green.
So we're going to go around one more time. Barry Hines started on the, this is a reverse of the front row. Hines started on the pole and Connor started outside. With 11 to go, we're going to reverse that and put Connor on the inside and Hines up high. All right, ready to do it again. Pace car will get out of the way. Ooh, big blink out of the 81. That's rough on a restart for guys.
Green, green, green.
Oh, Hines tried to roll it, and I think if he'd have went ahead and went, he probably would have been dead alongside. But Connor, with a great restart, now he'll cut the horses loose. He'll save nothing. So if anybody's going to go get him, they're going to have to do it right now. Here comes Steve Addison looking for a podium finish in his first start. Inside, Wardeman out of 3, out of 4. Just couldn't quite clear him. Couldn't get the power all the way down. And a late pill. Oh, Addison with a big slide. That opens things up for Jeff Wardeman. Now Pete Dillon will pull alongside. Dylan Connor saving absolutely nothing. He is running very quick laps now. 22.17, his fastest of the race. With 8 laps to go, Addison's going to go around.
All right, man.
Caution for the 4th time. So caution number 4 on lap 52. Just as simple as you lose the back of the car. Grip goes away quick. It was lap 53 for caution number 4. Okay. We'll regroup it. And still no wave around for the 46 car.
All right, man. Lights are back on the pace car. We're not going green this time. We are not going green.
Yeah, we are going to extend. There goes the 46 car. He'll get back on the lead lap with just about 8 to go here. Make it 7, I think. So Wardeman got 4. Dillon got 4. I can't tell what Barry Hines got. His pit stop. My guess would be 4. Dylan Connor might be the only one that took 2 tires. Hines on the last restart had a shot. He had it timed, I think, perfect. He thought he missed it. He rolled off the throttle. I think in hindsight, he may have regretted that instantly. This time, we'll see. We'll see if he does the roll in like he did the last time.
Green, green, green.
Oh, he got it. He got a good start. He is going to surge ahead. I think he spun the tires a little bit, making the shift. And Connor's going to throw the hammer all the way down. Hines with a run out of 2. He should have pulled to the inside right there, I think, but he didn't. Battle behind, side by side. Pete Dillon on the top side. Jeff Wardeman on the inside. And Dillon will take the spot. He's got 6 laps to go up here and try to make a challenge for the lead, but he's got to get around Hines first. Well, Turnmeyer got past Addison. He's on fresher tires than anybody in front of him. Can he make use of them? I don't know. Such a small place. Wave lap that time by. So flat and there's so little grip. I don't think new tires are a huge advantage now. Dillon rolling in on Hines. I just don't know if he's going to have a way to go by. He's going to pull to the inside down into 1 and 2 with 4 to go. Little door-to-door contact. They're going to keep them rolling, facing straight. Ooh, contact out of turn 4, both drivers. Kept the hammer down. 1.5 seconds, so they are just racing for second right here. Dillon clears Hines, and he grabs the spot. Hines drove it deep into 3 and 4. He just wanted to keep clear of Werdeman. 2 to go that time by. Werdeman fighting to get on the podium. Hines trying to stay there. It's a foregone conclusion. Dylan Connor, he's going 2 seconds. White flag this time by. 1 more lap to go. Hines trying to stay on the podium, and Turnmeyer's doing anything he can. The nick of the fence is going to do it. Turnmeyer's going to move to third, but right now, Dylan Connor's out of turn 4. He's going to go back, and he wins at IRP. Pete Dillon, another second place, and Marvin Turnmeyer with a podium run in third. Hines, Werdeman, Edison, Brunner, McNulty, and Westendorf. We'll make that official. Barry Hines is going to be our rando driver of the night. So let's grab our drivers. We'll start things off. Barry Hines, you there?
Yes, sir.
All right, man, random driver of the evening. You fought hard. You started on the front row, and you kept the car up in the top 5 pretty much the whole night. Did you take 2 or 4 tires on your pit stop?
I only took 2. I just wanted to loosen the car. It felt like it was tight to me, and I was trying to loosen it up a little bit, but I was wearing that right front out.
We were curious because I couldn't tell with our telemetry if you took 2 or 4, and a couple of guys took 2 and a lot of guys took 4, and it just seemed like 5-6 laps into a run, and it didn't matter. The tires all equalized, and everybody's running the same lap times anyway.
Yeah, it was a hard race. I just couldn't get in a groove right like I wanted to. I am not really good at this track, and it just I was just driving the wheels off of it.
What an awesome run nonetheless, man. Give me a couple shout-outs, some thank yous before we let you head out tonight.
Yeah, man. I appreciate everything y'all do, and give a shout-out to y'all and give a shout-out to Marvin and them to doing all this for us and everything, and I appreciate it.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us. Congratulations on a 4th place finish tonight, and we'll look forward to seeing you back next week.
Thanks, sir.
Barry Hines, your random driver of the evening, and now guy with a face for radio. Good thing he keeps a helmet on when he's in the car. He'd scare the competition nearly off the track. But Marvin Turnmeyer, a hard-fought 3rd place.
Roger, you ain't supposed to be telling my secrets, bud. Yeah, that was a hard race, man. That was a lot of fun. The restart where I started on the pole, I just killed the right front on that restart trying to stay in front of Dillon. And we all know trying to stay in front of Dillon, I mean, there's no chance. You know, the dude's just good. All you can expect to do is just follow him and hope you learn something.
Yeah, I was saying during the broadcast, he is going to go hard enough to make sure he gets out front, and then he's probably going to back it down a little bit and figure out what the guys behind him are running for pace, and he's going to keep himself about a half to 3/4 of a second out there. And sure enough, you fought him hard, but just didn't do it, and he ran out there, and then he settled in real quick. So kind of got what we expected there. But you went in late. Tell me about that pit stop with 10 to go, because we felt like tires equalized in 4 or 5 laps throughout the field, no matter whether you had 2 freshies or 4 freshies on it. What was the rationale staying 50 laps out there and then going and getting tires?
Well, I mean, the car still handled good, so I thought I was pretty decent to stay out. And but as soon as we took the restart, about 2 laps after that, I could feel the right front just go away. It just would not get down into the corner. And then we had the other caution. I thought, well, you know what? This car responds pretty well to 2 tires, so just took the rights and hoped that would give me enough drive off so that I could make some moves, from the back of the pack. And it worked out. You could really turn this thing off the top and get some good momentum and, help me get by Barry there at the end. Great racing with him and Jeff. That was a lot of fun right there at the end. And even got to mix it up a little bit with Pete tonight. So overall, pretty good race. Wish we'd had a few more cars, of course. But overall, it's hard to put on a good show at Lucas Oil. And without old Connor stinking up the show, I think the rest of the show was pretty decent.
Yeah, it was pretty good, man. Give me some shouts and thank yous real quick.
Thanks to Jeff for helping me with everything here. All the guys for showing up. You, of course, for putting on the broadcast. You do a great job, and we appreciate it.
Did you guys get your stuff already?
We did, and
okay.
Man, they look phenomenal, so we really appreciate it.
Okay, just wanted to check because I hadn't heard anything. So thanks for chatting with us, man. Great run tonight. We'll look forward to seeing you back next week.
Yes, sir. You too.
Marvin Turnmeyer finishing in the 3rd spot. And now let's move on to a guy. Man, he's a bridesmaid now about as much as anything. He runs second to the guy in front of him. Pete Dillon, it's got to be something you're going to have to figure out to get over that hump.
Yeah, well, I told you Dillon's good, man. He's a hard guy to beat. I was actually really content with just running behind him. I was happy that I was able to stay with him for a change.
Yeah, it looked like, and I got to ask, man, everybody else goes in when the caution comes out, and you waited a lap to go in. Did you just miss the entry to pit road, or I really couldn't figure out how you didn't end up going in with everybody else?
Well, I didn't really check my mirror. I wasn't paying attention when he went in, and I would have had to cut across the grass, and it just would have looked terrible for the broadcast. So I was like, oh, well, I got to eat it now and start in the back and see how far up I could go.
Would have looked terrible for the broadcast. You're totally ignoring the fact that that's a big, fat, black flag, right?
Yeah.
So it really wouldn't have ended up any different.
Way, I was going to the back.
That's right. That's right. So now I understand the rationale. You're worried about getting grass on that car. I get it. So, did the 4 tires help you a little bit there on that restart and in that final little run that we had?
Yeah, the tires definitely helped. Otherwise, I would have been out to lunch. But it for everybody else started using the bottom, so the top kind of went away and it got super tight up top. I was actually surprised that I made a pass up there, but I got back to the bottom as fast as I could.
Well, an awesome run nonetheless. Second place, man. Like I said, going to have to figure something out to get over the hump and get in front of that 91 car at some point. Give me some shout-outs, some thank yous. We'll let you get out of here tonight.
I'd like to thank Marvin, Jeff, and all the guys we raced with, and Amp Grading, you for the broadcast, Sean McLaughlin with the SRM or SRD or SRM design for the paint, and my fiance Paula for letting me do this, and that's about it.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us, and we'll see you next Tuesday night.
Yes, sir.
Pete Dillon finishes second this evening. And once again, everybody chasing the 91 and nobody able to get there. Dylan Connor, you always seem to make it look a lot easier than I'm sure it is out there.
Yeah, man, it definitely wasn't easy. That first half of the race, when Pete got up there and second behind me, I mean, I wasn't pushing like super hard, like all I had, but I mean, I was giving it pretty good, and he was able to stay right there with me, and I was honestly a little too free in the first half. Most time I don't pit these races, these shorter races like this, but I was honestly a little too free, so I went down and got some right sides, and it really tightened it up for me, and it was 10 times better second half of the race.
We kept waiting. You were trying to get around Turnmeyer there on that restart, and I kept waiting for the go out wide on entry, cut the car down to make the straightaway a little bit longer. He ended up not having to do it because he nixed the fence, but how much longer do you wait before you start doing the Dylan Connor pass move?
Yeah, I was once I got behind, I knew I had fresher tires and he had stayed out, so I knew he'd be pretty solid out on 4 or 5 lap short run, and I knew if I could just kind of sit there and buy my time and wait after them 5 or 6 laps, he'd already have enough heat built up to it was going to really start affecting his car. And I noticed it started affecting him up off. He was really starting to push up off, so I kind of tried to back my corner up a little bit, and just like I said, just timed the pass when I could get there, and it worked out.
Well, awesome run, man. Another win under your belt. Give me some shout-outs and thank yous before we let you go.
Yes, sir. I want to thank you always for being up in the booth for us and doing a wonderful job. I want to thank Marv and Jeff, everything they do for the league. The league sponsors, Gunslinger Whiskey, A&P Grading, and I'd like to thank my sponsors, as always, Per Year Race Parts, Chris and Alan Per Year with Caldwell Banker Elite, all my family and friends and fiance for all the support.
All right, man. Congrats on the win. I'll see you back here next Tuesday night.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
91 of Dylan Connor picks up another win in the series. He goes back-to-back. He wins last week, too. He's just tough to beat. He is very good. Got to give him all the credit in the world. He knows what he wants to do, and he goes out and he executes it. And that is exactly what you need. Well, that is going to do it for us here this evening. I want to remind everybody about tomorrow night. Come and join us for Midwest Truck Series. They will be at Dover. And then on Thursday night, join us once again for Netcode Esports Mighty Midgets. They are at I-55. Thank you all for being here. Without you, there's no reason for us to do this. Without all the awesome leagues that give us great racing every night, there's nothing for us to show you. So a high five and a pat on the back to everybody. Till we see you the next time. Peace and love to y'all.